The Port of Brownsville is celebrating 85 years in existence. Tonight, we're getting an in-depth look into the history of the structure and why the gift just keeps on giving. Eugene Fernandez explains in this week's Throwback Thursday.
What you see behind me here is an excellent example of the gift that keeps on giving. We're at the 85th anniversary of this port being here, but it was a long time coming and a very, very interesting route indeed. We start back in 1519 with the Spanish explorers that came up the Gulf Coast. They were having a hard time trying to find a decent port. The mouth of the river was not that attractive. There was a time that this area prospered, and that was at the time of the Civil War. We utilized the mouth of the river. Let's come up into the 20th century. There was a movement that took place, and it was headed by a man called Louis Cobolini, settled in Galveston and helped them enormously with the development of their port. So he came down to Corpus and did a little bit more work. Then he came down here to the southern part where we are now, and he was the instrumentalist that took all of the project at hand. Mr. Cobolini died in the early 20s. So there was a group of men that took his place, so to speak, if you could, and those were the House of Representative rep out of Uvalde, which was this district, and that was John Nance Garner. At that point in time, we're talking about 1933, and then there was the man that took his place, which was Milton West, and then there was another businessman in the area called J.G. Fernandez, who actually networked all of this, and then there were other subcommittees that took on from there. In 1936, in the middle of May, we poured champagne into the Gulf waters 17 miles away from the coast, and the port was inaugurated. Now we go up into the Second World War period. There was a tremendous gift that this port gave to the nation's defense. We built barges, we built submarine chasers, and all kinds of support craft right here at this port. Thousands of jobs were created. Going up into the 60s, the port really met its stride. The original focus for this port was based on the agricultural produce of the lower valley here. Agriculture had a seaport to the world after that. Cotton was king. We had pineapples, we had bananas, and then we had the petrochemical industry. The petrochemical industry in this part took off like a rocket. Currently, it employs over 8,000 people. The impact on the community of South Texas here is 56,000, so you can see the benefit that it gives us. So many people lent their effort into what we have nowadays, and the rest is history. For KVEO News, I'm Eugene Fernandez.